There's a million rumors out there now. Like, we're getting into heavy rumor season about, Marner and possibly Vegas. And
got to be careful with
have they already worked it out, And if so, does Vegas need to unload money, which is going to happen? Like, if they're going to sign Marner, someone's going to have to go.
Yeah, it wasn't there already rumors like they're moving off of that Thomas Hertel or I don't
Hertel
know.
or William Karlsson. Like, that seems likely. You got Eichel as your 1C. But the crazy thing is they just acquired Hertel 16 months ago.
Well,
I know.
You know what? I was saying to Brian off air, if Hertel gets moved, that shows Vegas and their ability with Cutthroat.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
you're going to be a great part of our future. Get healthy, and we're going to win cups with you. One ousted by the Oilers. We don't like you anymore. But not that we don't like you, but we got to move somebody, and you're it. So tough beans.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That would be my thought. Like, I'm guessing Marner would get full no move, full no trade. Like, don't you think you'd have to if you're a UFA, the prominent UFA?
Yeah.
You're not. That's not even a talking point. That's an automatic.
I would think so, but Vegas is a different beast. Like, does Vegas say, "Hey, we'd love to have you"?
You're telling me that Vegas signs contract without those elements in them?
Well,
I don't.
I mean,
think
Hertel
so.
was signed in San Jose, so obviously that. But
okay, what
does
does
Hertel
Mark Stone
have?
What does Mark Stone have on his deal? We'll have to check that.
I don't know. He signed immediately when he got there.
Is there talk of him maybe not playing anymore? Like, is that talk?
Like Mark Stone? No, I think Stone's going to be fine. I think people are, what's going to happen with
the health of
Pietrangelo.
Pietrangelo.
He had some real health issues, clearly. So, I don't know. They got a lot of big numbers on the books. Eichel's getting paid, Stone's getting paid, Hertel's getting paid, Pietrangelo's getting paid.
Yeah.
If you go get Mitch Marner, Marner's not going there for, I don't think, a penny less than what he's making right now.
It might be 11
it's 11 and a half or something like that. Maybe it's 12. Maybe it's the Rantanen deal.
Yeah.
Does he look at it and say, well, Rantanen and no state tax, blah, 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 took 8 years at 12. I'll take 7 at 12.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable comparison. I think that would make sense.
If Vegas wants to be creative, would they call Toronto and say, we'll trade for him and give him an 8th year?
Well, and that has been brought up, like speculating. But if you're the Leafs, would you be looking at Hertel? Would you be looking at William Karlsson? Like, if they have to shed money too,
both would get me thinking. Both would get me intrigued anyway.
They certainly would get you the blood boiling. You're like, okay, if we're going to take now, depends on the player, but yeah, if you're looking at Hertel, if you're looking at Karlsson could be your second line center, would you not?
Yeah,
and that's what's difficult to explain to the Leaf fan walking around town, guys, because they'll be like, Noodles, pull up the goal totals for Hertel and Karlsson. And the Leaf fan, the Tavares fan, is going to say, all I know is Tavares had 38 goals last year. Like, people are really kind of fixated on that 38 goals.
Hertel had 32 last year.
But I think you're on to something that's very important to point out, because we've had this conversation, and I've heard it a ton. You're losing a 100-point player.
Right.
Who cares? Like, it's not about 100 points during the regular season. That's not why the Leafs are doing anything. Right. You're also, because I think you got to follow through.
Well, it is important, Brian, being comfortably into the playoffs.
I'm not disagreeing, but Mitch Marner was not why they made the playoffs 9 years in a row. That's not why they've made the playoffs every year has been in the league. Austin's still here. Nylander's still here. Nyes, we presume, will be signed and still here. You got both goalies, all 6 defensemen.
I would phrase it like this, though. Very important piece, if not one of the top 2 or 3 all day long.
Mitch Marner, you're talking about? Yes,
absolutely.
Of course.
Yes.
In terms of the way he plays and everything he brings, what I'm driving at is what you just said. Well, 38 goals, 100 points. It's like, okay, how many points did they have in game 5, 6, and 7? How many big goals did they score in their playoff careers?
Right.
Those numbers count too, and that's why they're changing. And again, like the obsession with the individual statistic and applying it. We just heard Matthew Tkachuk say it. When Edmonton, it was McDavid, Draisaitl, this guy, that guy. We were a team that had depth and could rely on each other.
Dude.
The same thing needs to apply here. Now, the Leafs have to get it right. I'm not sitting here guaranteeing that they will. But the idea that you're obsessed with, well, Marner's out, so that's 100 points that just evaporates, and now they can't make the playoffs, is inaccurate.
I totally
and
agree
disingenuous.
because the depth, everyone looking at that Florida team, that third line was as important as the first line.
Yes.
And they would just take turns. And not just the depth, how it wasn't about high-priced guys and the money allocated to them, because you can't have quality players on your third line if all your top guys on the top two are 13, 12, 11. It doesn't work. You can't afford quality players on your third line.
Exactly.
So it's not just about the player, it's about the dollar amount attached to them. It's proven now. There was conversations for a long time. Can a team win the cup with one guy that makes $10 million? One.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's it.
Jack Eichel was the first guy to do it.
And I think Barkov's at 10 on the nose.
And so is
or
Bob.
whatever, or Bob. But that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the
But
only...
the idea of having four guys at 12 and 13, you cannot have depth on your team.
That's the whole point. That's what needed to change, because again, it would have been let's say perfect world, kumbaya, both parties, Marner and the Leafs and Tavares and the Leafs, everyone wants to stay together. The easy way out would be fine. We'll give you the 13-5 or whatever. We'll pay you like Austin. Here, John, let's get it over with and not make it complicated. Here's your $7 million. And they'd make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And they'd get back into a big game against a very good team, and it would be like, well, look who you got in your third line and your fourth line, and these guys don't show up in the biggest moments. It had to change.
Yeah.
So, like, the idea of obsessing over the 100 points in the regular season leaving as opposed to the opportunity for a fresh start and a new future.
New look.
To me is, just, I think people are looking at it the wrong way.